Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me loud and clear? I'm doing this mic test at the beginning of every show. I hope you can. I think it's working. I will send out the link to Popeye and then we can get started with this one. We didn't even start yet, Popeye, and we already have nearly 30 people tuning in. That's a good sign. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear.
That's a very good sign. I hear you, Lima Charlie, because unlike other people, I don't do Lima Bravos.
Okay, let me just lower the background sound here, and let me pull this up here. Okay, cool. Yeah, we have 30 plus people listening right now, and I was just told this morning that Philippine Antiques, it's a channel based in Angeles City, was talking about us, and I tuned in there. I was listening to it for a few minutes, but I will have to go back and listen to the whole thing because it's not a channel that I am subbed to, but they were talking about expat trash in the Philippines, about you, Popeye, about me, and a few other things. But I can only give you a better overview of what they were talking about, maybe in or at the end of this week when we do our freestyle session live stream. I titled today's channel Philly versus ETP Freedom of Speech for AI. And I would like to talk about tomorrow's show for a second. Tomorrow I will have Andy Omar on the panel. We will talk about a very interesting case. This happened in Angeles City. Some of you might be aware of this. An American expat was beaten up, basically, in a bar by bouncers or the bar owner or the bar manager. And he also got involved with the tourist police, and he has been injured. He has posted his pictures on his FB account, and he has also spoken about it on his YouTube channel. And I believe some of you are aware of this. Some of you even commented in the comments over on his channel. Expat in Angeles City. Apparently, he was taking footage inside a bar in Angeles, and the bar manager and several other guests didn't really like that, and that's how I believe the problem started. Andy Omar will tell us everything about it tomorrow on this channel, and I look forward to that. And I was also planning to reschedule the show that I wanted to do together with Nico, because as you might know, Big Kev did a show with Nico last week, and I must say, it was a very interesting show. Shout out to Big Kev. It was a great show. You were there as well, Popeye, and a few other guys. It's basically a show that brought together the who is who of the YouTube community. I would like to say hello to all the guys in the chat. And I want to share you a story. Yesterday, and I believe you are in the chat right now, yesterday I received an email from a long-time subscriber. You know who you are. He went to that place, Medleys in BGC, where I was a couple of days ago when I uploaded that video about ETP and Philly and the Philippines. And he ordered the exact same meal. And he sent me a picture of the meal itself and of his cell phone. It had the Chester on there. And he basically said he was listening to one of my live streams. And he said the food was great. And it really brought tears to my eyes to see that at least there's one person out there.
You're so full of shit. Makes me want to fucking puke. Tears to your eyes.
It was fantastic. You know, I felt like, wow, this is nice. This is nice. There's at least one person who somehow thinks that what I put out in my blogs is of some value. But enough of that. Today's show is called Philly versus ETP, Freedom of Speech for AI. And the reason why I titled it this way is because, of course, ETP, I believe is also in the channel, in the live chat right now, is a hot topic of these days in the Philippines YouTube community. And Philly came out with a survey on his channel, and of course he also did the live stream yesterday about this issue here. And apparently he said that I didn't watch all of it, but he said that he will let this go now. That would be the last time he will be talking about this. And yeah, the survey asked, do AI personas, AI figures, does artificial intelligence enjoy human rights, and does freedom of speech apply to AI? That was the question. And it was kind of interesting because, of course, the question was misleading, okay? The question had a clear goal. And what was that? The clear goal was to discredit ETP and to support Philly's agenda. And what is his agenda? Of course, he wants to distract from the real issues at hand. And what's the real issue at hand here? It's his content. He called ETP a thief probably 1.3 million times on his live stream, because that's the point he wants to get across. He's a thief, he's a thief, he's a thief. And we will get into that today. First things first. The question itself, when you ask somebody, does artificial intelligence have freedom of speech? Does it enjoy human rights? And everybody, or a big majority of the people, of course, Philly's fanboys, would say things along the lines of course not. How could you even ask that? Of course they don't have any rights. It's not even human, right? Let's do this. Let's do this. First things first, okay? I think that Philly, no offense meant, Philly, I think that you and your supporters, at least some of them, lack the intellectual capacity to fully understand what freedom of speech is all about. But let's dissect this, okay? Let's dissect it. Of course, the question is misleading because an AI figure, that pretty lady on ETP's channel, of course it does not enjoy freedom of speech. It's not human, right? Of course, the screen that you are looking at right now, the TV screen, or the MacBook screen, the computer screen, or your cell phone screen, doesn't enjoy any human rights. It doesn't enjoy the rights of freedom of speech, all right? Or your headset. The piece of paper, your newspaper, the article it's printed on, doesn't enjoy freedom of speech. But ladies and gentlemen, the publisher, the journalist, the content creator, since we are on YouTube here, does. Because the content creator behind it, the journalist, the publisher, enjoys human rights. It's a human. And of course, freedom of speech applies. Just like paper, a TV screen, or any other tool used for communication, artificial intelligence is merely a medium through which content is expressed. And that's what's happening here. So therefore, the question itself, of course, was misleading and of course had only one goal: to discredit ETP. You know, the rights associated with freedom of speech are granted to individuals or entities that use these tools to convey their thoughts, their ideas, their views. And what he doesn't like is the fact that there are people out there who do not agree with his content. Surprise, surprise. The artificial intelligence persona, that lady on there, and sometimes it's a guy, the content creator uses that figure to share his thoughts and ideas and opinions. This AI-generated content is a means of expression for its creators, and therefore the rights associated with freedom of speech extends to them as well. And it's very clear. And I hope you can understand that. And if you don't, then just go back and write it down on a post-it note or on a piece of paper, and then glue it onto your fridge or whatever you want to do, because that's the truth. So what you did there, Brian, was, I would call that intellectual dishonesty, because you and I know that you do not like what ETP is doing on here. And of course, your fanboys will not disagree with you. The argument you present appears to carry a contradiction within its logic. On one hand, you're suggesting that AI-generated figures lack rights, right? Such as freedom of speech and human rights. But let me tell you this, and I think you would be the first out of all of this, you would be one of the first people who would say, if that person, that AI-generated person would have threatened you, you would not say, "Ah, it's just an AI figure. Doesn't matter, doesn't exist. Therefore, all its threats and everything they said should just be dismissed." You would be the first person who would claim it's a person behind it, therefore the person is liable. You just change the narrative as you go along, right? Because it was you who came to me and said, somebody apparently threatened your family. And you also spoke about it on the live streams. We don't know if that's true or not. And you don't know if it was ETP, and I believe it was not. If it was me, it was not. We don't know of any of that. We don't condone any of that. And we were very clear about that on the live streams. And I was very clear about it also on the FB Messenger when we had our conversation, when you came to me and you told me about it. And again, yesterday on the live stream, you also claimed that it must be related to ETP because these threats started after ETP uploaded your content. Now, let me ask you. You are accusing him being a thief, basically taking your content and re-uploading it, stringing together a few of your vlogs. Now I ask you, why is it that people would start to threaten your family if ETP just apparently stole, as you call it, your content? What's with your content that would make them so mad to even come after your family? Because you just said they just copied your stuff and re-uploaded it. And then you were talking about the YouTube guidelines, my friend, as if it were the 10 commandments. At the end of the day, YouTube is a company. There are guidelines, regulations. It's not a court. And if YouTube decides to take things down, that's not equal to a verdict, because you came on here as if you were the judge and the jury in one person. And you get away with that with your guys over there on your huge channel. But let's be honest about this. Can we be honest about that? Because when you come on here, all high and mighty, talking about this person is a thief, this person is a thief, this person is a thief, and if you decide to associate it with a thief, that's on you. You know what that was? It was character assassination and defamation. Because you have been living in the Philippines long enough to understand and to know that calling somebody a thief, branding him as a criminal, and doing so publicly on the internet might be seen as a cybercrime, cyber libel, even if it were true or not. Read up on it. Since you are meeting regularly with a lawyer, that's what you say all the time, and I think that's just another way to intimidate people and to silence people. So you are not the law. YouTube is not the court. YouTube makes mistakes. And all ETP did is to prove to the people what your content is all about. And what better way is there to take your content and to present it to the audience? And now you call that thief? And you call the person who does that thief? Look, I remember the day when you came to me and asked about Jasper in the Philippines. Out of all these people that must know, 110 plus thousands of people, you came to us, you came to me. And there's a reason for that. It's the same with CES, around 4 years ago. And actually, you told me that you think that ETP is a good channel. You even told me that you are going to promote the channel because they went after Jasper in the Philippines. Now that ETP called you out for your content, all of a sudden, he's a thief. All of a sudden, he's a faceless, nameless troll. All of a sudden, you start filing copyright strikes, and you claim you didn't do that because you're not that kind of guy. All of a sudden, you're using the lawyer intimidation card to silence people. You even did it with me. You even threatened me with legal action. You didn't tell it to my, straight. You somehow camouflaged it, disguised it. Basically told me, "Alo, I'm talking to a lawyer. There were threats. It's now not under my control anymore. I don't control what the authorities will do about this." Basically insinuating that I am the guy behind all of this. And I'm very proud to announce and to say, and I did that a couple of times already, I always said that I 100% identify with the vision and mission of Expat Trash in the Philippines. And I think the person or the people behind it, behind Expat Trash in the Philippines, what they do, it's God's work, okay, what they do on here. It's a noble cause, and I know that they are not alone. It just can't be. Because where do all these views come from? The thumbs up, the support. And I know that like-minded people out there think exactly the same. People are very sensitive when you start calling them out for something. And then they run to YouTube with their holier-than-thou attitude, and then they claim, people are trying to bash me. These people you refer to as the haters, The only reason why they do this is because they see what you are doing. You're making money at the expense of these people who sometimes don't even want to be on your channel in those vlogs. Isn't it that you were trying to take footage of these three girls that were walking down Fields Avenue and they covered their faces with the umbrella? Would you call that stealing their image? Since you are talking about others being thieves? And look, I know that you will go and say stuff like, okay, whatever I put out, that's my content, it's mine, I have the rights to it. Okay. But at the end of the day, let's be real. The copyright issues, that's for Hollywood movies, that's for music artists, it's for real content. Just because a weirdo walks up and down Fields Avenue and takes footage of women, I don't know. I think you get the point. There's nothing there of value. And it's quite interesting that people often would click on these thumbnails with women because sex sells. And I think it's the easiest form to make money on YouTube when you just walk up and down Fields Avenue. It doesn't need any creativity. You don't need to do much. You just zoom in on their butts and you use some ladies on your thumbnails. It's classic clickbait. I did a small social experiment, ladies and gentlemen, just a couple of days ago, where I did the same. The Alle de Winter XXX Angeles Monger vlog, something like that. I uploaded it a couple of days ago. I was just basically driving around and zooming in on a blue car's rear end. But I used the bikini pic of a young lady. That vlog got me 700 plus views. The vlog about the Viet Cong and the tunnel system didn't even get half of that. That historic, monumental cave system that they built during the Vietnam War. What an interesting topic it is, right? No. It's the vlog with the girl on the thumbnail. And that tells you something. If somebody would want to go out there and make money, it would be very easy. You just walk up and down Fields Avenue and you talk to these ladies and zoom in on their butts and whatever. That's what they do. And I think that's wrong. For some people, that's entertainment. I think that's wrong. And you can call me a white knight or overly sensitive, but I would call these people lust-driven weirdos, losers, who are trying to live vicariously through these vlogs of Philly. And of course, I understand that Philly is making money with that because I saw a vlog a couple of months ago where they basically said that Philly is making around 3,000 US every month. Look, I think as a former prison guard, he doesn't really get much money. I get it. You got to pay your bills. But you cannot expect to come on here on YouTube and think that everybody is going to high five you and say you are the best, you are the greatest, you are the Pope of Angeles, you are the Duke of Fields Avenue, you are the man, hey, and whoa, and you're not doing anything wrong. There will be people who will disagree with that. And the expat trash is one of them. And the way how you handle this form of criticism says a lot about your character, because I always thought you are a good guy. I honestly always thought you are a good guy. But now under pressure, it seems to me that you are showing your true colors more and more. And that's kind of disappointing, Brian. That's very disappointing. But let me tell you something. When when it was the first time where I was really disappointed about your behavior on here? It was not when you went to all these fucking bars and zoomed in on these girls and stuff like that. And everybody told me that's kind of like, kind of weird. And then, I felt like, okay, I'm going to look the other way. It's not a big deal. A lot of people do that. That's just what Philly is all about. At the end of the day, he's a decent guy, looks after his family. It's none of my business. I don't watch your shit. I mean, I don't watch your shit anyway. It's not the kind of content that I would, find entertaining or something like that. But I understand that there is a big group of people out there who is on here exactly for that content. And you said it by yourself. I give the people what they want. I give my subs what they want. Let me get back on point here. The first time I was really disappointed about you was when you let your wife dance in front of a cam doing this no bra competition or whatever it's called. Because a decent husband who respects his wife doesn't do something like that. And even if she says it was fun, it was cool, I have no problem with that, I get it. Of course he is going to support you. Of course it pays the bills. But the real man, Jesus fucking Christ, Brian, would not do something like this. He would jump in and say, hey, I know we need the money. And, zooming in on all these hookers along Fields Avenue, even if it's against their will or not, okay, that's reality of life in that red light district in Angeles City. I get it. But Jesus Christ, Brian, where does it fucking stop? It seems to me as if you would do anything for fucking views and AdSense. It's your wife. It's your wife. That was fucking unnecessary. Big time. That's my speech for today, ladies and gentlemen. Popeye, your take on it. I would like you to talk a little bit about, hang on a second, I would like you to talk a little bit about what I just said. And I believe you also wanted to talk a little bit about ETP's vlog, where you mentioned that it even had your voice in it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You have the podium.
All right. I listened to the Philly and Philippines vlog. Okay. And there was a certain section in there where he was talking about copyright takedown. Okay. And he did, I have to give him a little credit, just a smidgen. He did mention fair use laws. There's a fair use law here in the United States. It's copyright fair use law under the Act of 1976. And the Philippines has the same exact fair use law act. I think it's 1803, section 1803, something like that. But they have it. I've actually seen it on EPT's video. So that being said, okay, look at me. I used Dipshit Travels shit, small clips, for criticism and comedy, which is covered under the Fair Use Act. I also successfully rebutted all 5 of them. Now I'm waiting for him to run out the clock. Okay? And when the clock runs out, the strikes come off because he has not proven any court action. And it's like you said, that YouTube is not a court. They're not, they have lawyers, but they're not a court. And it goes to court. So what I have done is I've given my full legal name. I've turned around, rebutted them, and rebutted each one successfully. Because, see, I can read and write. I can understand the law after I read it. and I got him dead to rights. And he's just holding on because he can't afford to take court action. And if he took court action, he would have to take it here in the United States because the company is here in the United States. And that's where all court actions from YouTube will be resolved. He can't afford it, but I can afford it. I can go into court and afford it. So I have to ask Philly in the Philippines, if I take any of your content for criticism and comedy, are you willing to come back here to the United States? And are you willing to go to court? Because I will take you to fucking court. See, the only reason why you did that to EPT is because you wanted to know who he was or she. That was your agenda when you did your copyright takedowns on that channel. And you can't deny it. And nobody in the live chat can deny what I'm saying is not true. Okay? That's right. He wanted to dox us. And that is what all these guys do. The minute you call them on the carpet, the minute you tell them, no, what you're doing is wrong. Okay? Now, is what Philly doing really wrong? Or is it unethical? Well, some of the shit he's doing is actually against Philippine law. And guess what? Even if you have a 13 Alpha in the Philippines visa, I'm sorry to tell you, you're still a guest in Philippines. And that 13 Alpha can be pulled quicker than you can, say, snot on a hog. All right? So if I decide when my channel comes back, Philly in Philippines, to use some of your content to criticize you, okay, under the Fair Use Act, seeing how you like to talk about how YouTube rules and regulations are law and that's it. They're not law. They're their regulations. I will actually enjoy going to court with you and sitting there on the other side, laughing my ass off at you when you fucking lose. Okay? So bring it. When my channel comes back, I just might go that route. Okay? I'll put one thing up there and I'll rebuttal it. And if it gets forwarded, guess what? If you want it down, you have to take me to fucking court. Here in the United States. So my question is, are you willing to come to fucking Florida? Okay? Because like when you start calling people thieves and you start crying that that's money I don't have. No, it's not money that you don't have. It's money that you have not earned. And do you really think you should earn money, ethically speaking, off of, shooting a video of some girl's ass you don't even know and say that's a Jergens moment? Is that really content? Is that what you call content? I call that intellectually insufficient. I call that intellectually lacking. I call that buffoonish. Okay? Now, as for EPT, he used my voice. He took a soundbite from here, Alo's live stream. This is Alo's content. I will tell you honestly, whether he either criticized me or was promoting me, I'd let him do it. Okay? Because I was here making a point. Okay? When you come on a blog and you're making a point and you're speaking towards somebody else, like all the time, that same shirt travels was calling me no good, a swab. All I did was swab decks for 20 years in the Navy, just basically defaming and defamation acts on me. I had every right to use those sound clips under the Fair Use Act and rebuttal what he was saying about me, Aloe, and Nico. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I will kick your ass in a court of law, and I can afford to do it. Right? See, I will not give a veiled threat of going to court with you. I would just come straight out. Yes, I'm willing to go to court with you. Okay? If I put up a goddamn snippet of what you call content. Right? I don't think people in YouTube actually knows what content is. And I will tell you right now, Aloe's channel, my channel, uh, Nico's channel, we are micro channels. Okay? You people who have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 subs, you are still micro channels. Okay? If you have, what has Philly got? 111,000?
112 now.
112,000.
And it has gotten to his head.
Yeah, if you have 112,000 on YouTube, you are a fucking small channel. Period. You are a small channel. When you get up to 2, 3 million, then I will say you are a big channel, right? But you are a small channel, Philly in the Philippines. So don't let your, don't let your dump truck mouth override your hummingbird ass. Okay? And you can use that on your live stream for a soundbite if you wish. You have my permission, seeing how you want to take permission. Now let's get to EPT. EPT and Philly.
ETP.
ETP.
All these other guys always say EPT, and I think it's probably because they suffer from some sort of brain damage, and they keep repeating EPT, EPT so many times that even the normal guys would sometimes slip and say it's EPT, but it's actually ETP.
Yeah, ETP. Let me tell you something, man. I'm with you 100%. Okay? And I'm glad you got another channel back up. I'm glad it's going great. You're doing great work. Okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. Anything on my channel, if you want to use it, go right ahead. Okay? As for Philly in the Philippines, he's so out of line. Okay? Because, you can't turn around one day and say, well, motherfucker, fair use, and then turn around and multiple copy strike somebody. And the day before you did all that, you said you were going to fucking promote them. Well, what happened, man? You went out there doing unethical and borderline shit, and I'm pretty sure they could haul your ass into a court of law in Philippines for, under their laws, for doing what you did with your fucking camera. Okay? And I told you on the last fucking show, and I will paraphrase it because I want to make it more colorful. I told you, shut your fucking pie hole. Fucking give up the ghost. Take that shit down. Fucking just apologize and move on. Now you're at the point where you're going to hurt your fucking brand. Okay? Now you brought it to that fucking point. See, I gave you the advice. You didn't take it. I didn't even want to come out and say all this shit today. But all this shit that I'm saying today is fucking true. Okay? It is fucking true. Okay? What you put out there on live streams and with your clickbait, it's not content, dude. I could fucking take a goddamn watery shit in the toilet, turn around and vlog it, and it would be better fucking content. Okay? And I don't know, you just have to give it up. You just have to give it up. You should take that shit down, save your reputation, apologize, and fucking move on and forget about it. Okay? But if you don't, that tells me there's something larger looming. And I'll tell you what's looming. All right? You want to do more of this. You want the quick buck. Okay? Well, I hate to inform you, there's no such thing as a quick buck without paying the price. So, what you have to do is really go out there and make content. I'll give you an example. Okay? This young lady puts out plenty of content. Okay? I think she's awesome. There's a lot of people that, oh, it's because she's pretty. Well, yeah, she's pretty, so she's got that going for her. Filipina P. I I just watched a vlog. She's in America. She did a thing at the Cracker Barrel, eating country food. It's fucking awesome. I was like, yeah, that's great vlog. That is content. Okay. If you want to make money on, bra or no bra, go join Pornhub. They will pay you for your videos. Okay. Go there. That's where you need to go. If you want to do the Jergens moment, join Pornhub. That's a great place for that. See, everything has a place and a time. Okay. And as for you even going on Fields Avenue with a cam, I strongly advise against it. Because if I was in a bar and somebody started filming me where I thought it was safe to have some fun, fuck around with the bar girls, get fucking loaded, and you want to turn me into content because you will say, well, you're in a public place. I would smash that fucking camera in your face so fucking hard you'd need 150 stitches when I got done with you. Okay?
And you know what? It's exactly what I believe happened in Angeles just recently with one of these bloggers.
Exactly. That's the whole thing right there. That's the whole thing right there. So, in closing, Philly in the Philippines, when I get my channel back, I'm just waiting for the clock to run out. And I have proved you wrong about this copyright shit. Okay? And it is my opinion that what you put up is not content. It's just my opinion. If you cannot take that criticism, then you need to fucking pack your bags and go home. Okay? Because to me, that's borderline soft porn. Fucking Jergens moment. Fucking bra or no bra. That's for teenagers. I mean, that shit's for teenagers. You're a fucking grown up. Act like one. You worked as a prison guard. That meant you were in the law enforcement system. Okay? You were in the law enforcement system. You should fucking know better. All day. How many stories have you ever fucking heard that I'm innocent from them motherfuckers behind bars? And you've seen how seedy they are, how fucked up they are, and yet you start heading down that same fucking path. Give me a
You know,
fucking break.
you
Give
know,
me a fucking break.
people who are trying to be slick on here often would cite the law, as a form of intimidation. But they have a very strange, unique interpretation of the law itself. And they often forget that it applies to everyone, not just to the people they do not like. You came up with a couple of good comments, as usual. And I would like to talk about the few comments in the live chat. I saw that somebody mentioned, and I heard Philly say that. He said the locals, and I believe it's the Angela City locals, actually welcome him with open arms. I tell you that it would be no problem for me or you or anybody who is based in the Philippines to find these so called locals who would disagree with what Philly does if they would fully understand and take a closer look at his channel. But those are the people he would not interview, because we all know what he does with people who do not agree with his content. He tries to recruit others to silence them. He runs to YouTube to put copyright strikes on their channel. He appears as this likable, nice guy online. But in reality, he is extremely pissed about all of this.
Dude,
Why
'cause
else
you know
did he
why
do
he's
like
pissed? It's
3 live
all
streams?
about fucking money. That's what it is.
It's about
It,
cash.
it's
Absolutely
cash.
is. It's money, and he looks at it as an attack on his source of income in the Philippines, and he is going to do everything he can that even the slightest criticism out there is going to go away, is going to be censored. And that's what this is all about. He never spoke about the content itself. He never spoke about maybe I should change the way how I do vlogs on Fields Avenue. He would always say, no, 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 it's perfectly fine. And it's the other guys who just hate me, who bash me. I'm a big channel. They are just jealous, and they want the piece of the cake. I mean, these intellectual lightweights that he had on his fucking live stream the last time, it was just fucking ridiculous. And look, somebody actually mentioned just a couple of minutes ago in the live chat here, he asked the question, what do you think? Is Philly buying his subs? And you know what? I think, or I ask myself, where do all these 112,000 fucking subs come from? Because if he does a live stream, I see a couple of 100 guys in there at best, at the peak. I have 60 plus people right now. I'm a fucking micro channel. I always pull in like 40, 50, 60, 70 people at any given time. And my subs are not even, I don't even have 500 subs. Now I ask you, how come that a guy who has over 200 times more subs than I have, let me put that out there again, 200 times more subs than I have, how come he has only like 100, 200, 300, or 400 viewers when he does a live stream? And that is true for many others. Frank, for instance. We will talk about Frank on the freestyle session a little bit more, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Frank, because the guy is probably losing his shit again. And by the way, speaking of Frank, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I wish you all the best. This goes out to, and you know who you are, the guys behind the Copycat channel. The Copycat channel announced this morning that he is going to retire from YouTube, but he will leave his channel up there and he will continue to put out Frank's live streams and vlogs, because you all know Frank loves to take down his content for whatever reason. So, to the guy, and I know who you are, and you know that we spoke and had email communication, and we talked a lot also over on Discord. Thank you very much. You will be missed. But the person also said in its community post that there's really no reason to continue this for him because Frank became redundant. It's always the same shit, and it's boring. But let's not get into that too much because we will keep that. We'll save it for another show. I would really like to ask you guys, when a guy has 112 fucking subs, 112,000 fucking subs, then I wonder, why is it that there aren't more people in there? Because I was told sometimes these Philippines bloggers use it as a marketing trick. They buy a lot of subs to appear more attractive to a potential new subscriber. You know, people who have like a few thousand subs already, they can attract more people to their channel because people then think, okay, this is a channel that I have to be subbed to. Vice versa, a channel that has only like 100, 200, 300 subs. And sometimes they can, sometimes these bigger bloggers actually are very proud of this, and they treat these so-called micro channels with an arrogance where I must wonder, is it really something that you are honestly proud about, the numbers of views and subs? Because I think it's only zeros in real world scenarios, zeros in real life who are proud of something like that. Because look, if you are a complete fucking loser in real life, of course you're going to choose the arena where you are a little bit more successful than others. We saw that with Pignose, where he always proclaims that he is the big guy on YouTube. And all these other guys, these RRR guys, they tried so hard to get monetized. Nobody is trying to get fucking monetized on here. If we would try to get fucking monetized, we would do what Philly does. Walk up and down Fields Avenue, talk to the sluts there and ask them, how many customers did you have today? Zoom in on their boobs, zoom in on their legs. And then you get yourself a channel, a YouTube channel. And it wouldn't take too long to get monetized. The Philly model is very easy to replicate. There is really not much there. Throw in a few family-friendly vlogs, try to come off as a nice guy, and the rest of it is just clickbait. You got yourself a channel. It doesn't really take much to be successful on YouTube. And quite honestly, you are a target. You become very unpopular when you speak the truth about these guys. So I wonder, why is it that they are so sensitive about these micro channels? But Philly came to a very good conclusion, and he hopes he's going to stick to it. He said, "This is going to be the last that I'm going to talk about it. I will let this go." And what that means is I'm not going to give these trolls more oxygen. Yeah, Philly, it's a little bit late for that right now. And it's not that we really need a platform, because we already have one. People are going to listen anyway. You know, when I started, when was the moment when I started to really think and feel that Philly is pissed? It was when he took down the live stream where I was on. It was a successful live stream. A lot of people would come to him. That's what he told me, and say, "Hey, this was super hilarious. It's super funny. Who is that Aloe the Winter guy? I just think he is very entertaining and funny." Can you believe that? Some people think that I have a sense of humor. Let's put it this way. Hard to believe, right? But it was a very successful live stream, and it got him more than 10,000 fucking views. And Philly is all about the views. Let's be honest about that. But
Now
that,
you say, hold on, you said 10,000 views. My God. And he took it down?
and he took it down.
So
And it was a
isn't
fresh,
that money
new
he
fucking
doesn't
live stream.
have?
No,
He
he
took,
took it down.
I
And I
know, but
checked on
see,
his popular, and I checked. You were there too. It was 2 live streams. The one that we did
yeah,
with
yeah,
Jesper.
yeah,
2
but
live
now
streams.
he's not making money off it.
Yeah, but look, he took it down, and then I went to his fucking channel and I clicked on most popular live streams, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't do that. It's like most popular vlogs, most popular live stream, and that live stream was one of the. I think it was in the top 20, and Philly has like, I don't know, hundreds of fucking vlogs and live streams up there. And the most successful live stream was actually one that was like 5 or 6 or 7 years ago with his wife. But the live stream that we did with him was among the most popular ones. And he
we
took
don't
it down.
even get a fucking thank you, man.
And
Holy shit.
I tell you why he took it down. I told him, Philly, is it? Look, let's be honest here. Is it because you got pissed because what I said about ETP? Is it because you know that I support the idea and the content? And he said, no, LOL, of course not. It was because somebody made a negative comment about Jesper. He was threatening Jesper, something like that. And that's the reason why I took it down. No, the truth is because we were on Philly's live stream. It gave us a platform to talk to a wider audience. And in the aftermath, we profited, or I profited from that. Because when I scrolled through the comments, there were a lot of people who said, this was funny, this was hilarious, you should do more of these kind of live streams. And that's what Philly does not like. He would never admit something like that. Because look, I have been very transparent about that. I told Philly, I support the content, and I think they are right about what they said about you, Philly. And I even told him, look, we can do a live stream about this, and we can do it on my channel. Because I don't need, or any other channel, on your channel, but look, I don't need these clowns on there. You know, there's a couple of guys on there who just interrupt you and no added value whatsoever to the discourse. Just complete fucking serious as fanboys. And he said, yeah, he will think about it. And I said, Philly, look, I'm going to even send you the fucking questions before you come on my show. It's just going to be you and me. And then he said, I will think about it. And a few days later, I asked him again, so did you make up your mind already? What's your decision? It's under consideration. I'm thinking about it. And then that was the last conversation we had before he basically tried to intimidate me and threaten me and so on and so forth. And since then, we have not spoken anymore. And I think we will probably not speak or have any form of communication anytime soon. But I am well aware that he's somewhere out there listening to this. And he even said, now, guys, and he talked to his fanboys, to his panel, he said, now, guys, we did something great because all these other channels will have a lot of content to talk about for their shows next week. And you're right about that, Philly. You're right about that. You give us a lot of content, and there's nothing wrong with that. A guy like you, the Pope of Angeles City, 112,000 subs, of course, is a fucking heavyweight in this channel. I mean, in this genre. In the Philippines YouTube community. And of course, we're going to talk about you. There was a guy on there who said, Aloe the Winter and his guys want a slice of the cake. What fucking cake? We addressed this issue already with my live stream called The Monetization Hype. It is very hard for certain people out there to realize or to accept the fact that not everything is driven by money. Not everything you say or do is driven by money. Can you believe that? There are things out there that you say and do because you believe that's the right thing to say or do. And I'm not even going into morality and ethics and stuff like that. No. But it seems to me it's extremely hard for them to accept the fact that there are people out there who say and do things and have no financial interest whatsoever in the things they say and do on YouTube. And it's the same with you, Popeye. I don't believe for 1 second that your goal was to monetize your channel.
No.
Because if you want to monetize your fucking channel, you better be nice to people. You kiss their fucking butt. You give them what they want. You come out with hotel reviews or tech reviews, or you tell them about how great it is to book a flight with kayak.com. Or you talk about visa-related issues, how you can apply for a tourist visa for your Filipino girlfriend when you are planning to go and visit Bali or something like that. Or India, since
How about
she
how
wouldn't
much
need...
electricity costs me in the Philippines?
Yeah, exactly. Since she wouldn't need a visa going to Bali, or what the Balikbayan visa privilege is all about. You would come out with something like that. And you wouldn't be associated with haters, just as me and Popeye and the others. And believe it or not, we have fun doing it.
Let me ask you a very basic question.
Yes, sir.
Why am I a hater? Who have I hated on? Can you tell me who I've hated on?
You are a hater because you don't like our content. You are a troll because you don't like our content. You are a hater and a troll because you said something that I, referring to them, that they didn't like. And that's why you are a hater. You are a basher. We will never talk about the content. Popeye didn't do 20 in the Navy, not because he didn't do 20 in the Navy. You didn't do 20 in the Navy because it's a respectable thing to do. It's something that a lot of people would admire. And that can't be. Why? Because we do not like you. We don't like the content of your channel. You made fun of us, Popeye, with your Popeye shorts. And therefore, we are going to shit on your military record. Therefore, we are going to drag your reputation into the mud. Mm-hmm. And unlike them, we present them the facts, verifiable court documents. And in the case of ETP, it doesn't even get more clear than that. You can't make it more clear than what ETP does. He takes the fucking content and re-uploads it and puts a comment on it. He doesn't take anything out of context. The meaning is still there. The message is still there. Because look, they would be the first group of people who would scream, I never said this. ETP just fabricated this. I've never said this. But it's a very, very strong case when you take their stuff and let them speak for themselves. Because then people see it. And they still try to discredit it. It's just doctored. It has been manipulated. No, it has not been manipulated. It has absolutely not been manipulated.
So you're telling me...
He says all the time. And Brian also says that, ETP just got this and this and this. They stringed a few vlogs together to make me look bad.
So you're telling me we're in the year 2023 and these motherfuckers want to drag your name through the mud because you criticized them?
Of course. And the reason why they say that people are nameless, faceless trolls is not because it's relevant to the discourse and the debate, how you look like. The color of your skin, or the shape of your eyes, or the size of your nose, or your haircut has absolutely nothing to do with this. Unless you talk about cosmetics and haircuts, okay? But here, it's all about the subject matter, and the subject matter itself is about the exploitation and disrespectful treatment of women in the Philippines and promoting it. That's all. You do not need to know who ETP is, because your intention behind that is to bash the guy. And bash him for what? Because you don't like what he says. The reason why they bash you, Popeye, is not because they can stand up to you and debate what you put out there about them. The reason why they bash you is because they don't like what you put out there. They are telling lies about you because you are telling the truth about them. They are telling lies about me because I tell the truth about them and present the facts about them. And so they will come on here and say, here's a faceless, nameless troll. He's a faceless, nameless troll. And Frank, for instance, is one of these guys. He wants to have it both ways. I exposed Arlo the Winter. It's Alan Fry. We know how he looks like. We know where he is. This is how he looks like. And then he goes on, but he is not showing his face, and nobody knows who he is. He never showed his face. We don't know his name. Yeah, motherfucker, what do you want? Either I'm a nameless, faceless troll, or I am a faceless troll with a name. Make up your mind.
But you know,
It's ridiculous.
hold on there, bro. Got an important, public service announcement here. All right. It's been 4 months. 4 fucking months. The Hobgoblin is still in jail. And that's what it is, jail. Okay? I just want to put that out there. For 4 months, same shirt travel has been wrong. 4 months so far in jail. We're going on our 5th month. We are now barreling towards the Christmas Eve live stream on the Popeye One channel. Okay? We are full steam ahead. 4 months of same shirt travel being wrong as usual, losing as usual. Go ahead, Ella.
I just want to say hello to the guys that joined us right now. I see John Blaze in there, Brand Solutions, Kenny and Zubik, and the marvelous Michael Fazio. I studied the Narcissist, of course, Abagada, Hegante, Nathan, Philip, Yannick, Chicken Choker, and all the rest of it. Of course, Black Rain. And let me scroll up here. A few of the other guys. Good old Ed Lippet is in there, and Palaboy, and Johnny, Edward, Expat Trash, of course, Stay Frosty, and a few other guys. Hello and welcome to the live stream here. I want to save the Frank topic.
Oh man, don't get
for the upcoming live stream on Friday, and please join us again on that one. What do you think about Big Kev's last live stream? Shout out to Big Kev, by the way, where Nico and Joy and Jay were on there, and a few other.
Let me go first on this, okay?
Sure.
Number one, you said at the beginning of the show you thought it was a great live stream, right? I don't think it was that great, and I'll tell you why. Because I got a lot out of that live stream. When I went on that show, I put Kevin's feet to the fire. And I said, how long are you going to let, Philippines and Beyond, Jerry the Fairy, pull his shit and not call him out on YouTube? And I put his feet to the fire. And his answer was that, well, he was the first one to help me out. He gave me a couple of $1,000. And he basically told me that he could do whatever he wants in the live chat with his troll buddies and say whatever he fucking wants and degrade and denigrate people in the live chat. That's what he told me. So that told me one thing. Kevin is bought. Okay? If he wants to be bought, that's fine. I have no qualms with that. At least he told me the truth. And then I left because I got my answer. I was not going to sit there on that live stream and argue with the trolls in the live chat, because when I was talking on the live stream, Kevin kept talking over me. Silly shit like, yeah, hello. And dude, so who's really hearing what I'm saying? Nobody. Right? So And then when I left and he noticed I was gone, he said, "Well, I hope he didn't leave because he was mad." No, I'm not mad. It's just like when something is futile, okay, I know that's a big word for you. Guess what? You you just stop, okay? You can't do the same thing over and over because if you do the same thing over and over, that's the definition of insanity. And that fits the personality of Frank. And I'm not going to do the same thing over and over and over and have people call me insane. So, and I saw all the bad shit they were saying in the live chat. And I thought it was kind of disgusting. They were going against everything that Kevin said. Kevin said, don't be talking about families and shit. None of it was getting erased. Okay. And I thought that part of the live stream was fucking shameful. Okay. That was it really had no let's see, if I'm to critique it properly, it really had no decorum. Uh, Nobody had any respect for each other. They talked over each other. I can't do live streams like that. All right. I won't do live streams like that. That's why I left. All right. And
Hmm.
and see, other people would sit there and fucking cry and whine and say, "Why are you treating me like that, Kevin? Boo fucking who?" Oh, Kevin is Kevin. He is who he is. Right? Kevin is all about the fucking money. He sat up there and he fucking bragged that Big E is sending him to the Philippines and paying for it. Okay. So these guys like Big E, Jay, I'm getting to Jay, they like to fucking buy people. Okay. They like to buy their loyalty along with, you know, the fucking racist fairy. They love to buy people. They give you the money and then there's strings attached. Okay. Uh, I'll tell you right now, if you go to, if Big E pays your freight to the Philippines, I'll tell you what his string is. His string is that you're going to meet up with his harem, you're going to fucking party with him, and dude, more than likely he's trying to pawn one of these girls off on you to get fucking married. That's just a fucking fact. That's just a fact. That's the string to that fucking money. Okay? All
Uh,
right. Now, if fucking the racist fairy
uh,
gives you money, you have to be loyal to him. You have to let him do anything you want in the fucking live chat. And Kevin has complied on that account. Now, if Kevin goes to Philippines and you see vlogs with Kevin and Big E and the harem all around, guess what? There's a good chance Kevin is going to end up married. Now, the reason why I say good chance, because Kevin's not too fucking bright. Okay? He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's an okay guy. I don't care that he's all about the money. And you know what? He at least gave me the respect showing me and coming right out and saying, yeah, it's about the money. And he was glowing and happy. I had a great live stream. The money was fucking ringing up. But it was just that live stream was a clusterfuck. Now let's get to Jay. Jay tried to buy Nico. Nico returned the money. On that live stream, let's get it straight. I was listening to it. There was
mhm.
somebody in the live stream spoofing Jay's, what do you call it there? Moniker or fucking channel. And
The
said
Avatar.
something, yeah, said something really fucking raunchy to Nico. And Nico read it. Nico went off and he said, Jay, if that is you, when I come to the Philippines, I am going to kick your fucking ass. Nico got upset. Now, during that live stream, I messaged Nico a couple of times. I said, dude, you already beat them all down. Get the fuck off that stream. But Nico kept going. Then Jay come on the stream. And Jay could not even comprehend what Nico was saying. And Nico told him straight, look, I thought that was you in the live chat. And I said, if that
Mm.
is you, but and Jay says, started, yeah, you keep telling you're going to kick my ass because somebody called fucking Jay and said, Nico just said on the live stream that he's going to kick your fucking ass. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably the troll who put the comment up that got Nico upset, who did it. It's called the setup. See, and that kind of shit to me is not a good live stream. That's not even our material. That's fucking amateur hour. That's fucking real troll shit. That shit I don't agree with. That's Heidel Stress Cog shit. A few others. And that shit I don't fucking agree with. Because these trolls, they come in your live chat like Heidel and a few others, and they try to start shit. And they see if they can direct your live stream, get you to talk about things that and get you off a fucking topic. It's all about fucking control. And see, when I'm running a live stream, the only control I have is, idle stress cog, delete, block from channel. Even though he's got 1,000, you got to block it 30 times. Just keep blocking it. All right. And Jay couldn't understand. Jay could not understand what Nico was saying because the Bogan, he has a very limited education. What did I tell you about these expat trash assholes? They have limited education. They can't read. They can't write. They're what I call functional illiterates. Right? And, you know, when I left the stream, they couldn't say I left mad because I didn't say anything ugly before I left. I didn't raise my voice. So what the trolls do? In the live chat, they say, oh, Popeye's drunk. Dude, I really don't drink alcohol.
I think
If you
somebody else was drunk.
yeah, and he was 3 sheets to the wind on that fucking live stream. He was 3 sheets. And see, you knew when to exit, Aloe. You knew when to exit. I knew when to exit. But Nico, man, he's a passionate guy. And, you know, Jay, I hate to tell you, dude, even if Nico did go there, dude, the guy would beat you down in 3 seconds. He stands 6'6", 300 and something pounds. He's got a hand as big as a fucking gorilla. Okay? Jay, he would turn you into fucking pulp. Okay? I mean, so don't come on the live stream being a big fucking tough guy. And Jay was really fucking mad because Nico returned the money. Because I think Nico had the kind of feeling that, yeah, there may be strings attached to this. And I will tell you why.
Yeah.
I will tell you my
Yeah.
hypothesis on why fucking Jay gave him the money. Because Jay tried to recruit Nico. Okay? And this is what I mean by recruiting Nico. Before Same Shirt Travels went to Philippines, he would come on Nico's show. He'd be praising me. He'd be praising Nico. He went to Philippines, and Jay and the rest of them got a hold of him and recruited him. Right? Oh, you're in Philippines. Let me buy you some drinks. Hey, here's some extra fucking cash, man. You short this week, okay? You're waiting on your check. Blah blah blah. That is probably what happened. Okay? And they recruited him. They told him the sob story, how Popeye and Aloe and Nico and Quentin Ballou had just been excoriating them for 7 long years. It's been pure hell. Can you help us out? Can you be our hero? Can you go after them? And, as weak minded as, Same Shirt Travels is, he fell for it. And he did. And he spits it out of his mouth every day when you hear him talk. And they've been doing this shit for 7 years. They hurt this person, they hurt. And you hear Jay talking, you hear Hobgob talking, you hear fucking that other guy that went away and now is Mr. Goody Two Shoes who's come back talking. You hear the breather talking. You hear, the two, you hear the two idiots talking, Focus Photo, and Wilford Brimley there in Indiana. That motherfucker, you know, Jesus Christ. That's all you hear talking is all the fucking assholes that are hurt. And they tried to recruit Nico. But Nico has something these guys don't have. Nico has integrity. Nico has honor. Nico has code. And he's sensible enough to know when he's being fucking used.
Let me tell you this. What you just said, you brought up a couple of good points here. The recruitment you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're absolutely right about that. Let me tell you why. There is this guy over in Cebu City. I don't know his name. ETP used some of his vlogs and incorporated it into his vlogs. He is a guy who is, he comes off as a Christian guy, and he did a live stream yesterday. He's probably in his late 30s, early 40s, and I forgot his name. But I saw that when he did a live stream, I saw that sick grandpa was in there trying to recruit him and trying to basically influence the person to be, how should I say, aware of these other guys, the crime family. He said you had members of the crime family in your live chat. And that is not good. You're making a mistake. Let's meet up, bro. I'm a Christian too. And some of that is still up there. So I'm asking you, do you know who that guy is? Because I believe they are really trying hard to recruit people. They are really trying very hard to get people on their side. And I do not know why people are doing that. Why they are trying to recruit all these people. They try to isolate us, basically. They try to recruit people who associated us to their side, and they would even use money. Now, let's talk a little bit about Nico. I didn't know that Jay gave him money in the first place. And it's only up until now that you told, I didn't even know that Nico gave the money back. Even that, I did not know that.
Yeah, that came out on the
they
live
had
stream last night.
yeah, because I catched parts of that live stream where you and me, because you remember I was in the live chat and I mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. I simply didn't know that. But look, this is my impression of Nico. He came on there, and the fairy was on there as well. And Nico was how should I call this? He was a gentleman. He was trying to de-escalate the situation. He apologized. He was absolutely not aggressive. He tried to do everything and say everything he could to de-escalate the situation. He apologized to the fairy, and he also clarified his position regarding the misunderstanding he had with Jay. And there were people in the chat who were egging him, both of them, egging them on. Basically saying, no, Nico, you are just backing out now. You saw that he had a wrench. How could you not see that? You are just backpedaling. No, he wasn't. It's not in his nature to be confrontational and challenge people and then backpedal. It was an honest mistake, and you could hear it in his voice. And he didn't want to do that in public. He didn't want to, do the drama on a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And look,
And did I not say on that live stream that, Nico was right? He apologized, and you could not accept that apology. Did I not? And then I got chastised for saying that.
The problem was that they did not want to have a resolution for whatever. Why? Because, of course, it would look weak in the eyes of their supporters. Because Nico now is a target. Nico is part of the crime family, and you cannot have a peace deal with people from the crime family. So let's be...
That'd be a fucking sin, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because it would be seen as weakness. But Nico did everything. And because look, I don't like these other guys. I think everybody has figured that out by now.
No,
but
really?
I would never tell Nico, don't trust him, go after him, he's full of shit. Not a single word. I just was listening to it, and I saw several people who were trying to discredit Nico, basically saying, Jay, don't believe what he says. Go after him. Bash him. He was talking smack about you. He was basically challenging you. Not for 1 second did they try to help Nico to de-escalate the situation. Nope. Because I do not want Nico to... I don't want to fan the flames between Nico and these other guys. I have zero interest in that. Look, I love the drama, okay? I'm all for shouting matches. And I fucking enjoyed that live stream. I like stuff like this. But I would never use Nico to be a tool to bash these other guys. No, Nico, you should do this, you should do that. I think, and that's my honest opinion, I think you should sit down with Jay when he goes to the Philippines and sort things out. Because Nico is just not the kind of guy who does shit like this. He's a non-confrontational family guy who vlogs about his life in Florida. He's an all-around decent man. And so I asked you the last time. So I asked you the last time, why do they hate him so much? Because I get it. And they hate you, Popeye. Yeah, when they hate you, Popeye, I get it why. I get why they hate me. And I get the fact that, or understand the fact that the fact alone that he is associated with us makes him a target for the other side. I get it. Guilty by association, okay? And it takes a certain level of maturity to differentiate between us and them. I don't hold it against Nico that he is friends with Lost the Nomad, for instance. I don't hold it against him that he is friends with some of these other guys. And I fully understand it that he sometimes maybe has a hard time to balance these two sides.
Yeah, he does. And I'll tell you, this morning I was talking with Nico. And a few days ago, I was talking with Nico. For some reason, we got on the subject of Lost. And I said to him, I said, Nico, I know Lost is your friend. I don't give a shit about that, bro, man. I mean, because it's no skin off my ass that you're his friend. Okay? And then he asked me, he says, well, what do you really think of Lost? I think he's a fucking idiot. Okay? He got pissed on this on the live stream because I told him to shut the fuck up and go away. We're trying to do something here and you're not fucking needed. And then he got pissed. And what did he do? He did a couple of vlogs saying Popeye is Sweet Pea the crybaby. Oh, you hurt my fucking feelings.
I remember
Uh,
that. I had
And
lost the Nomad on this show
yeah,
here a
and
couple of
I'm
months
getting to
ago.
that. Then he went on
Yeah.
Aloe the Winner's live stream, and you know, basically, dude, it was a clusterfuck. He kept backpedaling. He kept changing his fucking tune. It was actually fucking cringy to listen to. Tell you the fucking truth. And I don't care for the guy. He's not my friend. Never has been my friend. And when he talked about how, well, there's YouTube friends and there's associations, and he started splitting hairs, I want no part of a person like that. That kind of person gives me the fucking creeps, heebie jeebies, man. I
But I
want
thought you
nothing to
guys.
do.
I thought that in the
I
aftermath
was
of that
never his
show.
friend. Dude, I told you there are people on YouTube that I fucking just tolerate and never really fucking criticize, okay? That's called being a fucking gentleman, all right?
But
And
I
I
thought you
just,
guys made up.
no, I never made up with that motherfucker. No, I just fucking tolerate him. If he comes on the same live stream with me, I just fucking tolerate him. Because that's
Mhm,
it. That's
mhm.
all he deserves out of me. I'm the type of motherfucker, if you piss me off, if you're my true friend and you piss me off, I will fucking ghost you. I will not fucking turn around do a vlog about you. I will fucking ghost you. If it's just YouTube, I will bash the fuck out of you. If it's just a YouTube thing, I will bash the living fuck out of you. But if you're my friend and you fucking betray me or you fucking piss me off to the point where I can't accept an apology, I will just fucking ghost you. I'll never fucking talk to you again. It's like you don't even fucking exist. Okay? See,
Look, regarding
let me
Nico, I
finish
just
this
hope we
last
can sort
point.
things out.
Let me
Please
finish this last point. See, it's
go
like
ahead.
this. Fucking on YouTube here, like I look at fucking Lost. He's not worth it. Okay? So what I do is I just tolerate him, period. And if I ghost you and you're my friend and I ghost you, you fucked up. I don't want to come out in public and embarrass you. Right? I want to do that. That's unseemly. Okay? I treat people with somewhat a lot of respect. A lot of people don't fucking realize that. I mean, dude, I like Ed Lippett. I don't know him personally, but dude, I don't have him on my live stream because I can't stand the background noise. Okay, and I won't go on a live stream if he's there because I can't stand the background noise, and I can't understand what he fucking says.
Yeah,
Okay,
that makes us too because I also do. I like the
Uh,
guy. I think he is a very likable guy.
yeah, he is. He's an
But
awesome fucking dude,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so it's called tolerating.
he is just not live stream material. Is what we are
Uh,
trying to say.
yeah, and on the other hand, to get back to fucking Jay, Jay was pissed that the money was given back. And the reason why he was pissed, he knew he wasn't going to be able to recruit Nico. Right? And the real recruiting starts when Nico comes to Philippines, because then he'll say, hey, I gave you money. Let's meet up. That's where the other
Look, the
string
problem with
is
money, the problem
attached.
giving somebody money is that you are
Hmm.
somehow
Obligated.
even, yeah, and that's the reason why I will never really accept any money or anything else, like doing things outside of YouTube because it somehow corrupts you. Look, give you an example. Philly in the Philippines. When I commute between my property in Manila and Nueva Ecija, I often stop over in Pampanga because that's right on the new
Hmm.
uh, North Luzon Expressway. Okay, And he would often say, because we have common acquaintances or common friends on YouTube, says it goes back to the time where Ses was still around, Tok Tok Kali was still around, and he was also part of the Angeles City gang, right? And so he would often say, "Hey, come over, let's go to Swiss Chalet, let's talk and let's meet up." And I often told him, look, the reason why I do not do things like that is because, and I'm very honest about that, because today's friends, whatever that means, are probably tomorrow's enemies. And what I mean by that is, if I would have met him, it would make it a lot harder for me to do what I am doing now, because then I would probably not be okay with the content and what he does regarding his content and ETP, but I wouldn't be able to come on here and speak my mind. Why? Because I then must assume that he would give away my information to some of his fanboys, and then they would start to harass me. So it's a way to protect myself. People look at that as a cowardly act. I look at it as a necessity in a community that is full of fucking misfits, full of people who are just doing all kinds of crazy shit. And Big E, a couple of months ago, actually said the same. He somehow regrets that he has been on cam with his face and his whatever, because he has been threatened too, and others as well. If this was a community about MacBook Pro reviews and cell phone and games, of course you can come on cam and show who you are. But at the end of the day, we are talking about people who are in the Philippines because they really didn't make it back home or they are running from something.
Hmm.
It's not a surprise that many of the guys that we went after were then in the news. One of these guys was arrested. You saw it on the evening news. Another guy has been declared an undesirable alien because of the bar knife incident. He was all over the fucking internet in the Philippine news. Then there are others. When you punch in their name into Google, it will take you to fucking court sites, warrants of arrests. Some of them owe tens of thousands of US dollars in the form of child support or in the form of compensation, damage, whatever, to former tenants. So we are dealing with all kinds of fucking creeps. And of course, you don't want them to know who you are. First of all, it doesn't matter who you are. And the reason why they are so pissed about this is because, look, they want to make it an issue of being a coward. Okay? Let me give you an example. Ricky was on a live stream with Van Turner. And he would call Van Turner, yeah, you are just a faceless fucking coward. Show me your face. Show me your face. And because you are a coward, right? And then when Van Turner opened the cam, he immediately said, now we know your face. We are going to find you. Motherfucker, it's coming. And that's really what this is all about.
Hmm.
I see Gray one asked for the link. I'm going to shoot the link out there. And he said he wants something. He wants to say something. Let me see. Let's wait until he is here. So that's the reason why they call us the faceless, nameless trolls. It's not about our looks or our real name. It's about to get even. Because for 7.5 years, they're getting fucked all over the place. And they don't even know, in some cases, who these people are. What do you think about that?
I can't argue with on that. I'm surprised that Gray one asked for a link. He has something to address. That's very shocking. I mean, after some of the things I seen, what he said in.
He's not a fan of ours. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
And by the
Uh,
way, if anyone out there wants to come on this panel here, feel free to do so. Just ask me in the chat. Sometimes I see your comments, but when I am the host of these live streams, I do not always read all the comments. But if ever you want to come on here, feel free to do so. Everybody is welcome, and I will not mute you or something like that because I simply do not care. I believe it's not because I believe in freedom of speech. I just like when people come on here and then yell at each other, and then there is drama. And I'm that kind of guy. And I want to be honest about that. Let's wait a few more minutes until he comes on here. Gray One, are you still out there? Do you hear us? Please get on the live stream here. I will then add you to the live stream. What you just said about Nico is spot on. I think Nico is an all around decent guy. I don't want him to get into any form of trouble. I hope he can work things out with Jay, and I hope they
yeah.
can resolve the issue,
See,
and that's
and
it. I'm
it's
not
like
going to tell him the other guy is a piece of shit. I'm not
yeah,
going to tell him you cannot associate with these guys. I
yeah.
have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. We
Because
have
he
people.
asked me one time, he goes, "Are you mad that I'm friends with this guy or that guy?" I said, "You be friends with whoever you want to be friends with, Nico. I will never."
Popeye, let
Yeah,
me tell you this. I think you're a true friend of Nico because I know you would never push him to make a decision. You would never tell him I'm not going to be your friend anymore because you associate with this or that guy. And that's what a true friend does. The other guy, Jay, on the live stream said, I do not like these other guys that you
yeah,
are rolling with.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
100,000 times. And I tell you what, if you would push Nico to make a decision and say it's either me or them, Nico would always decide for you. But you never push him to that point where he feels bad about it. You even give him backing and you tell him it's not an issue with me. I would not do something like that.
Dude, we
And
all have pressures in
that's
life.
the truth.
We all have pressures in life, and when you have a friendship, there's no sense. It makes no sense to add pressure to your friend's life. If you're a true friend to somebody, you're there to be a friend. You're there to be supportive. You're there to understand and listen. That's what true friends do. And you take all these fucking idiots we've been fucking with for 7 years. They do not have friends. They have associates. They trade and barter with money for so-called friendship. If you want that kind of friendship that's bought, you can go online, get a beautiful woman, and she'll stay with you for a couple of weeks. It's called the GFE experience, the girlfriend experience, and you'll get sex out of it too. I mean, but if you want to hang out with these guys, yeah, go ahead. You want to be have strings attached to you, go ahead. You won't hear anything from me. You won't hear me tell you stop it. I Anyone here in the live chat, if you go to their live streams, if you listen to what they have to say, you're more than welcome. I'm not gonna call you a fence jumper when you come back here. Okay? Uh, because why would I do that? I mean, look, you got Pennsylvania Trucker in the live chat. This bad boy, he was a hardened uh, Hobgoblin supporter. But dude, do you hear me ragging on his ass? That was his fucking business. My business was to aggravate the Hobgoblin so he would do something fucking stupid and go to jail. And, I would say myself, Allo, quite a few others completed that objective. Okay. Because, like, guys like the Hobgoblin, they are fucking weak minded. Guys like Pig Nose, weak minded. Right. And see, so you have to decide whether you're an alpha male or a fucking beta. Right. And if you're an alpha male, you'll follow that path. you let your friends be who they are. Period. Right? I don't get it. Did you see me take a shit all over Hallow because he had Lost in Nomad on his live stream? No, no. Many times he has people on the live stream that I do not care for, but I don't jump in his shit for it. I don't ostracize him for it. I don't go do a Popeye one short over it. Hey, that shit, you hang out with him so we can't be friends. That's fucking high school shit. That's
Look,
weak minded.
you're absolutely right about that. And look, believe it or not, and I'm talking to the people now in the live chat, believe it or not, but the community uh, is connected to each other directly and indirectly. Everyone. There are friends that are connected or related to the other side, people who are friendly with both sides. And Nico is a perfect example. And I think the best example for this is actually Big E. And that was one of the that would have been one of the first questions I would have asked him if I would be if I would be able to do an interview with him. And I think he is somewhere out there still recovering from his eye surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to have him on here. And you guys know, for instance, that I'm in good terms with the Foz, but I'm also in good terms with Big E. And so I would like to ask him, how does he do that? How does he handle these different sides? Because he's in the middle of it. He is financially supporting guys like Bama associated with Pignose and the other side. But in the same time, he also financially supports Nico, who is more on Popeye's side, so to speak, part
Mm-hmm.
of the Florida-based crime family, if
Mm-hmm.
for the lack of a better term. So it's quite
We're down
interesting
here with Hyman
how they do
Roth. Do you remember Hyman Roth? We're down here with Hyman Roth, and Johnny Ola. Okay.
I would like to address something real quick. And you guys saw that I put the link out several times. Gray One wanted to come on. I sent the link out. I did not see you on the backstage page here. It would usually pop up here at the backstage page, and then I would just be able to add you onto the live stream. I do not know
He
what
wrote
went
in
wrong.
the chat. He said it keeps booting him.
Yeah, but it actually should work. It should work. Let me put it out one more time. That's exactly the link that I sent you, and it actually should work. When you get there, it will take you to the backstage page, and then I can just add you to the live stream. What I found a little bit strange this morning is I wasn't able to hear the background audio for some strange reasons. But when you came on, Popeye, all of a sudden it worked. So maybe it's the
Yeah.
spinach magic
Oh,
that
you
works.
could set the StreamYard up so like you don't have to watch the StreamYard. If somebody comes in the backstage, you'll hear a ding.
Okay, I didn't hear any ding, and I do not
Yeah.
see
So what you got to do
anyone.
next time, go into your settings
Yeah.
on the StreamYard, and they'll have a section in there on that
Okay. Yeah. I will check that out.
that you could click on, man. I've been enjoying it. So, and I tell Nico, right? I tell Nico, and I told him this morning. I said, dude, you are what I call a ask hole. Okay. And what
And what is an asshole?
an ask hole is somebody who always asks for advice but never takes it. Okay. I give Nico a lot of advice.
I like that.
Couple of times he has asked for my advice and he has taken it. Okay. And many times he has just ignored my advice and he's called me up and he said, yeah, you're right, Popeye. And yeah, go ahead, you could say it. I told you so. I said, no, I'm not going to do that, dude. I said, "You're a grown ass fucking man. You can make your own decisions." Okay. And then there's a
Yeah.
couple of times I've given him my advice and he's called me up and said, "Ha, you were wrong, dude." I said, "Oh, well, I do make mistakes, you know. I'm not fucking perfect. I'm not fucking Jesus Christ, you know."
Do you think
Oh.
Nico is going to be around for the Friday live stream? Because there's a lot of things I would like to ask him. And he is actually a very interesting guy to talk to because he is very opinionated about certain things. He doesn't back down, but he is really non confrontational if you do not provoke him. He is not about the bravado and stuff like that unless you push him into a corner. And he was a real gentleman on the Big Kev show. Big Kev,
Hmm.
uh, again, I enjoyed that live stream. Big Kev had a great live stream, and I must say it was really the Who is Who was on there. And
Yeah,
the first
I
thing
have
that
to
I
I have
heard,
to disagree with you. I just thought it was mediocre. I thought it
mhm,
was shameful at times. I mean, if you want to say that was great, be my guest, but I'm sorry, I differ. I differ.
I just like the subject matter, at hand. It's like he comes on, he apologizes, he said, if there is something that I said in the past, I would like to resolve it right now, right here. I apologize for it. And the other side turned it down out of many reasons. And probably they are still butthurt. Probably they can't let it go. Probably they think of it as a sign of weakness, whatever. And then the other guy comes on, the Australian drunkard, and he was like all about, I challenge everyone. What did you just say? I am not afraid of you. And then Nico comes on again and de escalates the situation by telling the audience and telling the person directly, I have no problem with you. I will sit down with you and discuss this, resolve this. But people in the chat wouldn't let it go, insinuating that Nico basically threatened
And
him.
that's
It was
where
a
I said the live
misunderstanding.
stream was fucking shameful. Right? You helped me prove my point. Thank you, Aloe.
Yeah, but it being shameful, your conclusion out of it is that's not a good live stream. The misunderstanding for me, I look at it as an entertainment thing. I look at it like, okay, it's shameful, but it is so shameful, it's entertaining. It's shameful entertaining. You get my point, right? Because
It was
I agree with what you say, but the
yeah.
thing is, I see the entertainment value in that because I see that it was shameful behavior of certain people in the chat telling him, no, 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 Nico really threatened you. No, 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 he saw that you had the wrench. That's a lie. Nobody impersonated Jay Real Deal's avatar. Nico is just trying to back out. Gentlemen, it was a fucking mistake. If Nico would really feel like verbally attacking Jay, he would do so. He wouldn't need to back out, but he made a mistake, and he tried to clarify it, and he offered to resolve the issue, and that's what a true gentleman does. He was
Mhm,
not he was not
mhm,
confrontational
yeah,
at all. He was
yeah.
not confrontational
Well,
confrontational at all.
and I'll tell you the reason why I think.
Up to the point that the other guys looked really bad on that fucking live stream. Because
Yeah,
for a neutral observer, a neutral listener, you cannot come to any other conclusion than, hey, this guy is a nice guy. This is a decent guy.
yeah.
He's trying to
And th-
resolve the issue.
and then when you say that proponent of the live stream entertained you, to me that proponent of the live stream was fucking Jerry Springer-ish. You know, it's just fucking total Jerry Springer shit.
And that's the stuff I love. That's the reason. That's where
that's
you
the
and
kind
I
of
have a
shit that
different
I'm like,
opinion.
He's saying 4 times backstage booting me.
I did not boo him. I did not boo
Yeah.
him. Gray One, I do not know what your agenda is. I'm not accusing you of anything, but when you come on here and here we go, Luca Brazzi is here. It worked. See, Nico is here. Grayan, we can do this again. If you want to come back, feel free to do so, you and me. But I do not boot people because look, whatever you are going to say, if you're going to yell over people, I'm not against that. I need somebody like you because I know you are not a person who actually likes us all that much, to put it that way. And people like you are always very welcome. I would love to have a fucking shouting match on here. I would love to have Big E on here versus Michael Fazio.
Dude,
I
can
would
you hear
love to
that?
have Jay versus Nico or Lost the Nomad versus this guy or that guy, because that's what this show is all about. Luca Brazzi, Nico, you are
Alo's
here.
penis
Thank you very
just
much.
got hard, man.
Good evening, guys. Oh, dude, I just got in around 10:30, and I was listening to the show, and I was washing dishes, and my mom, I just like go to bed. I'm like, well, I'll try to make it.
Hang on a second. Now it works. Now it seems to work. Gray One is here. Did you just see that?
Yeah, it came on and it booted off. Yeah, it does that.
see?
It's the connection.
Yeah.
It's definitely connection.
Yeah, but I put him on. Keep
Yeah.
on. Gray One, keep on trying. I will.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
not you.
put
It's definitely his connection.
Nah, you saw that, right? So yeah. Because some people will say, "Oh no, he booted him." Why would I boot him? Confrontation is
Gray
good.
One.
You see
If
that?
you're on a phone, sometimes it's real hard to connect with what do you call it here? StreamYard.
Yeah, we'll StreamYard. Yeah.
Okay,
You got to have
cool.
really good reception. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you, Alan, and thank you, Popeye. I know you
welcome,
guys
buddy.
didn't go into Kevin's show to defend me, but you guys, for some reason, I really believe that you guys noticed what was going on, and you're like, "Yo, we can't leave this motherfucker there by himself. This just got to stop." And to address what was happening, Aloe, in the beginning, Gypsy made a point. Popeye called him on it, but I thought about it all day. I think the fairy has something that he misunderstood. In the beginning, there was two parts of what I was doing. One, I was calling him out on being a total hidden racist. He can say what he wants, and that's my opinion. The second thing is, once that was done, I think he confused it or wanted to confuse it. It just benefits him because it's only to him. It's entertainment to him when it's to him. When it's something clarified, he don't want to hear none of that
I'm
stuff.
gonna make a CR call, guys.
Gotcha. And then the second thing was like, you know what? I keep hearing a lot, even in the chats and even in the troll channels, about nobody ever comes across. And I said, you know what? I know I'm gonna walk into this shit. Popeye's told me don't go to those shows that's just gonna pile up on. And I said, let me reach out to the other side. And he did. And then when you came in, you clarified it. They don't want to clean it up. But the thing what got me was it really did surprise me, Aloe, is a lot of these guys, and it's like you can see it. It's funny how when they say shit, he kept saying, why are you mad? Bro, I'm not mad. It's just this is how you people twist this shit. And then they say, well, when I said I earned the right to say the N-word, they know that's not what I meant. I grew up I grew up with black was as black as night. And we use words like that, but they twist everything to fit their agenda. So he didn't want the apology. He just wanted to drag it on and look like he was something special. He left the show, but stayed an hour in the chat, adding. And it was a waste. And not what I did. It was the waste what they're doing. So they weren't trying to fix it. Now, the J thing, I even agree with you. I even said, when they think that
Look,
I sit there
I
and
just said earlier, Nico, I do not want you to get in any kind of trouble. I know that you can defend yourself, but I'm not going to be the guy who fan
the fire
here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
because
and I agree.
do not want that, because
I agree, and I respect that.
I don't want you to you look. If I went, it might sound strange, okay, but I think I know I like you, but I think I would not use you to become a tool.
No, and you never have, and you never have. Neither you or Popeye.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
No.
not coming to you and say, hey, be careful with that guy or be careful with this guy or
Yeah.
Lost the Nomad. He is this and that. I don't
Yeah.
do things like that because I think it's stupid and it will never work. People will figure out these are the people I want to hang out with for this and this reasons. And if you tell people what they should do or what they should believe in, it's
Yep.
always going to backfire.
Yeah. Yeah. It always does.
Look,
It does backfire.
like-minded people will always stick with each other. It's like
Yeah.
that saying, birds of a feather,
We'll rather stick
and that's
together.
what this is all about. I hope that you will resolve the issues with Jay. I
Well-
did not know. Maybe you can give us a short overview. I
Yeah.
didn't know that he gave you $100, and I didn't know that you gave those $100 back. Because on the
Okay.
live stream, that was the first time I said, "Oh, what? Wait a second." Jay gave Nico $100, and today Popeye told me,
Yeah.
Nico gave the $100 back. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah. No. What happened was that there was one time that I was looking for a camera, and everybody's like, "Well, Nico, why don't you ask and see if people will contribute?" So Jay sent me. I think he sent me 50 or 100, and Big E sent me something for a microphone. So I used it. Okay, and I have everything that I use the money for. And then later on, Big E had mentioned, I think we should, everybody can contribute to whatever they want. So we should try to get Nico a plane ticket. And of course, everybody fucking attacked it. FSV, everybody attacked it. It's funny how everybody gets all this contribution and charities, but when anybody gives anything to me or anybody else, it's a fucking crime. So Jay had given me 100. Big E gave me 100. I could be wrong on this one. There was another one, but then I didn't think even Gogo Bobo's sister gave me some money. So I felt bad. I felt bad because I said I'm not going on this trip. So I'm going to give the money back. Now I didn't tell anybody. I wrote in the messages. Well, first I gave the money back. And then I spoke to Biggie, and Biggie goes, "Well, you should kind of send a message and say thank you because some people may take that offensive. Like, why are you giving it back? And he goes, maybe they won't, maybe they will." So I wrote Jay a letter. I wrote Big E, everybody. I said, "Thank you so much. I really, if it would have been anybody else, I'm sure they would have kept it for whatever reason. But I'm not like that, because you guys work hard for your money." So then in the chat, I said, I don't look if somebody's got a fucking wrench or not. So I said, if this is not, and I tried to explain it to Jay. The thing that got me is Jay didn't need to have to talk about what I wasn't hiding. He says, "Why didn't you tell anybody?" Well, the first time he said he didn't care about the camera one. So when he sent it to Hunt, I didn't know I was supposed to broadcast it. I didn't know it was anybody's business. Now, if he wanted to throw the dirt out there, he should have just talked to me outside. He must have been either upset about something. I don't know. But I got nothing against Jay, but I'm not going to back down from him either. I mean, if he wants to...
I think it was a misunderstanding.
And I totally agree. I think I've heard nothing but good. I mean, and you're 100% right. You all may have reasons why you don't like each other, but we respect each other's boundaries and choices. So I even said on the show, dude, I hear nothing but good things about you from fucking people. Why would I say anything negative? And if it was taken out of context, I believe I took it a little too far myself. So of course I would say, hey, I got nothing against you, dude. And you know what? I did a big mistake, Al, and I'll be the first one to admit it, even on your show. I allowed YouTube to get the better of me in real life because that is what it was. It was all YouTube bullshit and drama, and I had nothing negative to say about him until it escalated. I tried. I mean, I could have tried. The best thing I could have done was just left. But then, of course, they would have chewed that thing up. And I got this thing called pride as well. If you want to take it there, we can take it there. But it didn't need to go there, And these guys in the back.
Let me ask you again. You probably already explained it to me, but sorry for maybe I'm a little bit confused right now. But my question is, why is it that you gave the money back? What was the reason for that?
I didn't need it. Because they were nice enough to give it to me, Alo. I know it sounds like a crazy thing.
So you were not asking for money, is what you were saying. And then they felt like, okay, he was talking about going to the Philippines, needing a new camp, but we were not directly really asking for money. And then they felt like, you know what, he's an all-around decent guy. I'm going to send him $100. And then you reacted and said, hey guys, it's not really what I was saying. thank you very much for the concern and the money, but I'm going to send it back because it's not needed. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because what happened was it was Big E. Big E had brought it up. He was nice enough to mention, I think we should get Nico a ticket. I think we should get everything together and send him, get him a ticket. Why not? It's our money. So then when they sent the money, I was like, no, I'm not. I actually didn't know until I was getting hit on ping. I was getting pinged with PayPal. And then I looked at it and then I contemplated. I was like, what the hell? And then it said, hey, for the plane, some said plane ticket, some said, hey, do as you wish with it. But I wasn't going to go to the Philippines at that time. So I felt bad. And I was like, no, they work hard for their money. I'm not going to hold on to it because I didn't think it would be an insult to give it back.
Nico, when was this, by the way? Was this like just recently? Was
No.
this
I think this was not. This was last. I think it was last year. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
so last year around this time.
I'll tell you right now. I'll go into my PayPal. Hold on. I'll go into my PayPal. Because I just didn't want to lose you. Yeah, it was a while ago, dude. Hold on. Right here, hold on. Give me 1 second. I just got to scroll down. It says, oh, dude, it was a while ago. I mean, I got all my transaction here. Show all. Hold on. Right here. Bro, it was a while ago. Hold on. Jesus. Dude,
it's okay. It doesn't really matter. So you are saying it's a while ago, maybe a year ago, but it has not been just recently. So we understand the time frame here.
Oh, right here. I got it. And I will share. One of them was Biggie. The other one said, I'd rather not.
Yeah, you cut out, Nico.
You are back, Popeye. Interesting revelations here from Nico. Didn't expect him to get on, and he told us his side of what went down last week, and I was surprised.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Gave it back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you again.
Yeah. It's Jay said travel fund. He sent me 100. And Biggie sent me 100. Another person sent me 200, and I sent it back. And the message specifically says, "I hope you don't take this personal or disrespectful. I thought it was the right thing for me to do this to give the money back if I wasn't using it."
So what date was it? Jesus.
October
Christ.
2nd. I said,
Thank you.
hey, just because you
What
went out to
year
take a
was
shit
it?
last year, you fuck.
That's
Pay
what
attention.
I've been sitting here waiting.
No,
for the
you just
fucking
came
day.
in from taking a shit and you expect to be fucking treated good. Fuck you. Go back and take a shit. Fuck out of here. No, October 2nd of last year.
Around
Yeah.
a year ago. Was there communication after he sent the money and after
No.
you send it back? Any communication on FB? Nothing like that. Did
No.
you have communication prior to it? He just sent you $100 out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah, no. When he puts it in there, he goes the travel fund, and nothing. I never had any issues at all. It was, hey, hey here, Nico, good luck, and I was like, hey, thank you, man.
If
That
you
was
could
it.
talk to him, right? If you had a message for him right now, because maybe he might be listening to this, maybe people will send it over to him. Nico was on Alo's show, talked about what happened on the Big Calf live stream last year. If you had a short message for him, what would it be?
I think I took it a little too far. If I have to man up, I'll man up and say, I think I said a little too much. It might have offended you in a sense, not in a sense, in a way that you might have thought that I was questioning your manhood or whatever. I was not. It was just a simple misunderstanding. This is not backpedaling. I got no reason to be afraid of you and anybody. And I'm not saying this to be a tough guy. I'm just telling you that it was just a misunderstanding. And hopefully you can look past that shit and not pay attention to the fucking chat, because if I had something to say, I would not backpedal it. And if you can't forgive me, then that's something that you're going to have to deal with. But that's the best thing I can tell you is that it was a total misunderstanding. That's all.
Okay, cool. I saw and listened also to the part where Kudanian was on there, and of course, I also jumped on the panel, and talk to you a little bit about it. If you had a message for Kuda, I called him Kuda. Let's call him Kuda from now on. If you had a message for him, what would that be? Because he's probably listening to this right now, or maybe somebody will tell him, "Hey, Nico was on there. He spoke about you regarding the Kev live stream." What would be the message for Kudanian?
I think in the beginning, I'll do it in a quick two-part. The first one, I genuinely went in there to call you out on something because it's okay for you and everybody else to do it. And I might have always gone about it the wrong way, but it still doesn't change the fact of what you do. You can either change it or you don't. That's your business. I felt good about talking about it and bring awareness to what the fuck you're doing. Second thing is now that I genuinely came in to apologize, I will never. You're not worth the apology because a real man would have fucking taken that apology. You know what I mean? A real man would have said, "You know what, Nico? If it was just fucking entertainment, Ferry, you would have accepted the fucking thing and said, you know what, dude? Let bygones be bygones." But it's because you like this shit because you feel that you're untouchable. And trust me, dude, nobody's fucking untouchable. And you're fucking sad and pathetic because you should have accepted it. But see, now you only respect the bad person because that's exactly what you'll feed off of now. You know, you should have taken it, but you're not a man. You're not a man. You're a fucking washed up person that fucking fell in a fucking rental in the Philippines. And you can't take real criticism. You can't take a real man confronting you and saying, "Let's just squash this, dude. It's let's have fun." But you didn't. So now you'll take this soundbite from everybody and say, "You see, guys, twist it and manipulate it any way you want." The real subject matter was talked about yesterday, and the first thing you did was jump off, just like you always do, and then you'll wait till everybody's off to come back on and make yourself look that important. You should have just done it, bro. I would have had more respect for you, and many people would have. But none of these guys are going to confront you because they enjoy what you do. But I gotta tell you, man, you were very disappointing. But at the end, it didn't surprise me. You have been a disappointment. I'm pretty sure in all that you've done. So this shouldn't be a surprise to you either.
What's your take on that, Popeye, regarding Jay and regarding Kudanian's message from
Kudanian
Nico?
is just a straight up hidden fucking secret racist piece of shit. Okay? And everything that Nico just said about him is factual. It's the fucking truth. And I will give a prediction off of this. Sooner or later, Jerry Kudanian is going to treat somebody that way that he treated Nico, and he's gonna get the living shit kicked out of him. Okay? And as for the money, Mick Fisher said in the live chat that he gave you 200 and you returned
Yes,
that.
he's the one that
also.
he's the one that I didn't want to say because I want to keep people's,
I know he come out with it on the live stream.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's why, and I respect that, unless someone tells me don't say nothing.
That too. I respect that too.
Yeah, he gave me also $200, and I gave it to him around the same time I gave it to the other guys.
So these guys claim they want us to go away. They want it to stop. Dude,
No.
Nico gave an olive branch, and what they did with that olive branch was just throw it in the fire and said, "Fuck you."
No, and they live off of this. They say we do. Listen,
And
we
you
come
know
in
what?
when we have time.
Check this out, Nico.
Yeah.
I went on Big Kevin show one time, and I extended an olive branch to the hobgoblin. And I said, "Look, if you apologize to me and you keep your name out of your fucking mouth, then I'll stop. I'll just fucking stop."
No, because there's no money in it.
And dude, you know what he said? "Fuck you, Popeye, never, never." And so it went on. And dude, what happened? My prediction come true. He ended up in fucking jail. Okay? Hopefully the next stop is some fucking saran wrap. Okay? That's what I'm really fucking hoping for. I'm on your side with that one, Aloe. I'd love to see that motherfucker in saran wrap on that cold table. That would be just fucking perfect. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I know for a fact. I'm gonna verify 100%, but I know for a fact there are people whispering on these fucking other like these in Kevin's show, these whisperers egging shit on. And, and I'm gonna tell you something. Those are the guys that are they talk about advertising. They're the same ones feeding people in the background and have no fucking balls to bring it to anybody personally. And Aloe, you're 100% right. I joke about shit, Aloe. I would never ever lift my dude. Most of these guys can't even hold a fucking open hand slap without getting a concussion. It's not worth going to jail for a bunch of fucking pukes that all they know how to do is flap their fucking gums. They'll never. The only one that actually even stepped up to the plate and says, "I'll meet you, bro," whether or not something happens, was Jay. And Jay, and at the end, it was all fucking a misunderstanding. The other guys, most of those guys are probably whispering in his ear or anybody in these fucking ears. And none of them do a fucking thing, but they know how to whisper and get people to do what the fuck they want. And those are the ones that people don't want to expose, and they should fucking expose, because those are the ones that end up being more toxic. And the fairy fucking sitting there saying, no, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. When you even got a guy, and I promised him that I wouldn't say it, but after this one, I won't say it again. Gypsy even brought it to him and said, you can at least be man enough and man up. And what did he do? Well, yeah, I gotta go. But he stayed in the fucking chat for an hour. See, this is what happens, because they don't like to face the fucking music. They like to play the fucking instruments, but they don't want to pay the fucking piper. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to fucking dance. They want everybody to dance for them, and they're all fucking pathetic. They're not fucking worth it. And when I end up in the Philippines, you'll be lucky enough that you'll even do a quarter of the fucking shit that I do. Instead of these lives that these guys got. Well, I'm married and I got such a good life, but you spend 95 fucking hours on fucking YouTube every day. What a fucking life is that, huh? Nah, dude, they don't like it when you throw it back at them. They don't like it. Especially, like you said, Aloe, and Popeye, and both of you said, when you throw it back at them with their own shit, they forgot that they wiped their shit with their same hands they're receiving other shit from. They don't want it. They don't want to smell their own shit. You know, they don't want to fucking smell their own shit.
Look, I think if it was only for entertainment, then the guy could have, resolved it right there on the Kev live stream.
Yeah, and then had fun with everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. If it would only be for entertainment purposes only, but I think it's more than that. I think he is upset about something, and I have a pretty good idea what it could be. Ladies
I
and
can
gentlemen,
tell you if you'd like to hear what he's upset about.
we'll save that for another day. Ladies and gentlemen, I
you
was
fucking
actually
body pooper, you.
I was actually planning to do a live stream with Nico. I titled it a talk with / about Nico, because I didn't know that he would come on this show here. You remember, Nico, we had email communication,
Yes.
and you mentioned that there might be a delay, so I went ahead and rescheduled this show here, Philly versus ETP, freedom of speech for AI, and all the related topics to this. But it's a positive surprise that you came on and then talked a little bit about what went down last week. I hope that I can get you guys on the panel again, probably this coming Friday. Would you be up for that?
Yeah. Even if I can't, I gotta find out when my mom. But it doesn't matter. I told Popeye today, even if I come on, if I have to go and come back real quick, I'll make it to your show. And Aloe, any question is open. You could. The worst I can say is, I won't talk about. But you could ask me anything. Popeye asked me, what did I shit today? Was it corn or was it green beans? I mean, you can ask me anything.
Look, I would also like to tell the people in the live chat right now, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope that maybe the next time we can get Gray One on. I think it has to do with your connection. And if anyone else out there would like to come on the panel, feel free to do so. I will leave the link in the live chat every now and then, and you can just ask, or you can contact me. My email is in the about section, proton mail, Alo de Winter 1725 at protonmail.com, and then we can make it happen. What else? I would like to ask the round here for your last thoughts and comments before I wrap this one here up. It was a little bit unexpected, Nico. I must say that you still came on. But look, I always appreciate these kind of surprises because live streams are something that you cannot fully 100% plan. You have to just go with it and react and make something out of it. Because sometimes some of the guests won't come on or they will come late, and then you still have to have that ability to carry on and deliver a show. And so I believe that doing a solo live stream, in my view, is probably the hardest thing to do on here. And I will give it a shot. Not today, of course, and probably not this week, but I'm sure that there will be an opportunity for me to do so, to do a live stream solo.
Oh, I'll be in the live chat for that one.
I want
doing a live stream solo and addressing a few things. I look forward to the Friday show. I would like to talk a little bit about what has been happening on these different other channels. I believe ETP will come out with a few other vlogs. There are a couple of other guys, the new kids on the scene. A guy called Bradicus or something, like a fucking insane name. It's just like, and I will go to the channel called Philippine Antiques because somebody messaged me on FB and said, hey, they're talking about you, Alo. And I listened a little bit to it. I said hi in the chat. And I also heard that you were mentioned, Popeye. So I think that it would be interesting to figure out what they were talking about. And I just want to say thank you very much again, especially to the people who are tuning in, because we had like 60 to 70 viewers at any given time over the course of around 2 hours plus on this live stream. And for me, that is a fucking success, because this, at the end of the day, is a micro channel, and that you guys are out there tuning in to my channel with this rather small number of subs means that you enjoy the show. Hopefully, maybe it's a reflection also when I look. I mean, you like the show. I see it in the thumbs up, and I see it in the number of people who tune in. I will do another live stream tomorrow with the Duke of Fields Avenue, Angeles City. It's going to be a very interesting topic, I believe. American vlogger, apparently a Jewish lawyer, has a lot of money, was taking footage in a bar in Angeles and got into trouble with the bar manager and his bouncers. And there is a second incident, I believe, the same guy. He got in trouble with a member of the tourist police in Angeles City. The thumbnail that you see for that show tomorrow is a picture taken from his FB account. This is all public. He has been very outspoken about it. I think I saw Kenny in Subic making a comment over on his channel, because the guy is taking legal action against the people who physically injured him. But Andy Omar, Mr. Duke of Ankara City is going to give you all the details because I'm not really familiar with the case, but Andy has all the details. So I hope that you guys will tune in again. And I want to say thank you very much
I
for
was
all the
hoping
thumbs up.
that was Andy with all those bruises.
No, it is not. No, it is not. And I tell you why you might have thought so, because there is a part in there where you see a guy with a rather brown skin,
Yeah,
darker skin
yeah,
complexion, and then
yeah.
some might have thought, okay, that might have been Andy Omar. No, that is a guy that the other guy, the American guy, the Jewish guy, put out there because he is actually seeking information about that guy. Andy sent me the information about this a couple of days ago, and he has the screenshots, he has the pictures, he has the people involved, he has all the conversations, because that's what Andy does. He is Mr. Ankara City, all things Angeles. Andy is the man to talk to, and again we will have him here tomorrow, and I hope that you, Popeye, Nico, and the guys in the live chat, that you tune in again. And I think it's going to be a very interesting show. Again, I don't really know much about the case, but I'm very eager and curious about what went down. Because look at it. It has all the ingredients for a very nice show.
Mhm.
American Jewish guy, money, seeking legal action against a bar owner in Ankara City. And I checked out the bar owner's FB site. I tried to reach out to him, but he didn't reply, because usually people, when they don't know you, they usually are very hesitant to reply. But I believe he has been the accused. But let me tell you this. The guy really looks the part. Try to imagine a Filipino gangster. A little bit chubby,
Yep.
bald-headed. You get the point, right?
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah.
this is something in the making. And I don't think that the other guy is a lightweight. Okay? So it's going to be very interesting to see what is Andy's take on this. And of course, gentlemen, feel free to join the panel if you wish to do so. Last thoughts and comments from my co-hosts here. Popeye 1, you go first, and then Nico.
It's because you're white, Papa. I told you. White privilege, bitch.
Well, I said what I had to say. It was quite disappointing that Gray One could not, master the technology to come on. I would have really enjoyed that. And I was just told by my daughter, quit racking the gun. The dog is shitting its pants. It's vibrating.
Look, it's her house, Popeye. Look, it's her house, Popeye. She
it's
is
her
the boss, okay?
Oh my god.
The dog I got, I raised him to be a real sweetheart. I didn't, because he only weighs 8 fucking pounds. Okay, and I babied him. It's my fault. Okay, simple as that.
Dog thinks he's gonna be taken out to pasture.
Yeah, and everything I said about these guys, like Jay, Lost, Hobgoblin, I will stand by it now, and I will stand by it till the fucking day I die. All right, and whenever Aloe de Winter introduces a new person on the scene that is expat trash material, you should just, instead of giving their name, you should just say, and now there's a new monger on the scene.
Hang on a second. I remember something. I received an email. I nearly forgot. There is a new guy on the scene, a Russian guy. His name is, I forgot, fucking shit. I will pin it later. His
Yeah.
name is like Marcel Grevas or something like that. And this absolutely disgusting guy manipulates girls to say very naughty shit on
Yeah, I've seen him.
cam.
I seen
What's his
him.
name again? What's
I
the name again? Marcel Gravis.
I can't remember his name, but the voice is very distinctive. He sounds like he's out of a fucking James Bond movie, the evil Russian dude. Okay. And the last thing I do want to say, God, I was like, wow, when I looked at those photographs and I saw all those bruises on that motherfucker, I s- and I saw that this morning. I said, "Oh, please tell me that's Andy Omar, man. I would fucking immortalize those photographs. Those are those are photographs. If that was Andy Omar, I would take those photographs into the CR and fucking jerk off to them. Okay,
God damn.
fucking teeth. All right, because like I asked Andy Omar, man, if he was gay, and he was very hesitant to answer, wouldn't answer. Told me I basically trolling him. No, but the reason why I asked him if he was gay is because like a while back he had a channel and he did a vlog in a ladyboy bar. And I don't care if he's fucking gay or not, but if he does those vlogs in
I
ladyboy bars, I think he should bring FSV with him,
I
same
always I
shirt
always
travel.
I always only invite gay guests on my panel, Popeye.
And that was another tip off because you're married to fucking Bobsy, okay? Right? And I know Bobsy's your bottom, and I'm saying, is Aloe getting a new bottom? I I just wanted to know, okay? That's all I wanted to know, man. Just simple
Thank you,
questions.
Popeye One. Thank you very much for coming on the panel. Last
You're
comments, last
welcome,
thoughts.
bro.
Nico.
Is it Marcel Galiv?
Yes, it is. Marcel
Yes.
Galib. That's
Yeah,
the guy.
I just
Check
looked
that
it up for you.
channel
Yeah.
out and do not show him
No,
some
no,
love.
no, oh, no, no. Well, first and foremost, Al, I'm sorry I snuck in. I did come in. I was yesterday. I
No
got in.
problem.
I was telling Papa I got in at 10:30. I'm going to be uploading some videos. You guys got to see my mother. My mother's just fucking awesome.
Say hello
But
to her.
Papa, it's always a pleasure. I always send you guys' regards to her. She laughed. She loves the way you laugh, Aloe. She loves the way you laugh.
It's very
She
sinister.
yeah, she's like that guy. There's something wrong with that guy, and I said, "There's always something wrong with that guy." No,
That's a nice compliment. Tell your mom that's one of the nicest compliments. When people say there's something wrong with that guy
no.
after they hear me laugh, I feel flattered.
Oh no, and I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to explain many things. And again, I wish I was as good as you guys explaining things, but I learned a lot on Friday. I learned that people really have your back at certain points, and you both showed up and said, we just can't leave them out there to fry like that. And I would have taken the lumps as much as I could have given them, but it became relevant that they like to throw the shit. They just don't like it when people throw it back. So that shit, you keep doing what you're doing, and Popeye keep doing what you're doing, and you guys have never put me in a position where I had to choose anything, and that is where our bond comes in. We all can agree to disagree, and I'm always open for any questions, Aloe. I'll be there Friday. We'll have always a good time, and thank you again for
Cool.
having me on.
Cool. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our show. Popeye One, Nico, thank you very much. See you tomorrow and on Friday. Out of the winter out. Thank you very much. Bye bye, guys. Oh,
Woo!
look. DNC showed up. DNC, maybe you should come on the show as well. I look forward to that. I have not spoken to you on a panel for a very, very long time. I think it goes back years. I think we were on a panel over on Dave Phelps' Quentong Baliu show, but that must have been like 1933 or something like that. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Hit that thumbs up if you want more of these kinds of live streams. I think it's going to be fun. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.